Before you question if this is actually true or not, I'm here to tell you that it is. I sharted my pants in the 6th grade of middle school in the cooking class. It was a very traumatic day for little Brent. But hey, I thought farting was cool, but that fart led into a shart, and then the rest is history. Not only am I going to tell you the story of that traumatic day, but I actually messaged that teacher to see if she remembers the traumatic event that took place in Brent's pants that day. Hey guys, I just want to start this video out by saying I usually tell this story to very close friends. And since YouTube has become my close friend over the past year, it's time for me to break the news to YouTube since we passed this threshold of friendship. YouTube, here's my story of the time I pooped my pants in middle school. So here we are. I was in the 6th grade of middle school and my looks were so astonishing that I probably gave my cell phone number away over 3 times throughout the course of my day. Now, if I pull up a picture of myself from the 6th grade, hands down I was one of the best looking in my class. I mean, I was half gerbil, half human. Who wouldn't want to be friends with me? But here we are. I was in middle school. I was still 3'4", and I still thought my head was going to get shoved in a toilet by a bully like I saw in the Disney Channel original movies. In the winter, you had to wear your winter jackets in class because the heat wouldn't work. And then towards the end of the year, where it was getting close to summer, you'd sweat your balls off in class because the air didn't work. Just to give you an idea of the maintenance crew that was done at our school, if someone punched a hole in the wall, yes, that would happen sometimes, they would call the janitor down through the loudspeaker, he'd bring duct tape, and simply put tape over the hole in the wall. Swear to God. I remember there were just tons of holes in the wall with duct tape covering the evidence, and that was their way of repairing a wall. All fixed! Okay, so now you have a good idea of what my middle school is like. Hot, sweaty, cold, and duct tape. Pretty much everything you need to know. In middle school, everyone looked forward to one class, and that class was called FCS, better known as Home Economics, or simply enough, it's the class where you cook, you sew, you watch movies, stuff like that. It's like you're living at home. Now here I was this little chubby kid that came from lunch after eating a double lunch, and then I'd go to FCS, and then I'd make even more food, and then I'd eat it, and I just thought it was awesome because I got to eat like 12 meals a day. It was so cool. At least for us, this was one of the best classes in middle school, and why I liked it the most was because most of the people in the class were like laid back, and this was the central hotspot for making friends. So here I am, a 4'2" kid in a kitchen. Literally the counter came up to here on me and I'm trying to make friends. I didn't know how to make friends. I didn't know how that worked. So I thought of my talents, which were sitting on the bench in soccer, farting, and playing Xbox 360. So since I couldn't show off my amazing soccer skills in class or play Xbox, I decided to show off my third skill, which was farting. Guys, I'm not even going to try to explain why I thought that farting would create long-lasting friendships. It took me up to my senior year of high school to realize that that would never happen. So here we are. It's one of my many classes in 6th grade, and this day we're cooking, and we're making this thing called a marshmallow surprise, where you take Pillsbury dough, you slap a big old marshmallow in there, surround that whole thing with cinnamon sugar and bake it, and then it's like, oh my god, it's this gooey, awesome marshmallow surprise. Cool, whatever. So here we are. We're all in the kitchen, and you know, most people want to smell delicious cinnamon sugar marshmallow surprises, but what they're really smelling is my asshole. So here I am, I'm farting. I keep farting. I don't know what happened that day. Maybe I had too many beans or something at lunch, and I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna fart, and I'm gonna make people well aware that I'm farting and that it's me. If I farted, I'd be like, this guy, I did that. That was me. I was so proud of the fact that I was the one farting. I thought that was so cool. And once again, I thought me farting in front of these people would form lifelong friendships. I thought these people that I was farting in front of would be standing at my wedding. But no, I don't even talk to any of these people anymore because once again, I was farting in front of them trying to become friends with them. So here I am, we're in class, we're making these marshmallow surprises, and throughout the 42-minute period of class, I am letting these farts out like I am the coolest kid on the block. Once again, my mentality was if you fart, that's how you make friends, and if they smell it, they'll even be better friends. But hey, I don't understand my mentality, I don't understand why I thought like that as a child, and we're just gonna look past middle school because those were the worst years of my life. People wouldn't even like let me touch my own marshmallow surprise. Like they actually put it on the plate for me because they were like disgusted with me, and I thought this was so cool. So here we are, it's the home stretch of the class, and this is the point where everyone is standing by the door with their books, waiting for the bell to ring. I never understood that logic of people waiting by the door. What do you get, an extra 3 seconds if you stand and wait by the door, staring at the ceiling, waiting for the bell to ring? I never understood that logic, nor did I ever wait by the door with my books. It's the end of class, and I'm standing there and I'm eating all the leftover marshmallow surprises. I probably gained another 23 pounds that day, but once again, when you look like this guy, it doesn't matter how many marshmallow surprises you eat because you're gonna stay handsome no matter what. So I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm enjoying the company of maybe one other classmate, and I'm still farting, trying to, make a new friend that day, which never happened. And this was like towards the end, like my asshole was sore from farting so much throughout this day. I was ready to just be done with the day, move on, and then come back tomorrow and just start the whole cycle over again. I'm standing in the kitchen alone. Everyone is standing by the door because they know the bell's about to ring. And I'm in the kitchen and I'm still farting to myself. I think it's funny. I'm laughing at myself. I think it's the coolest thing ever. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part of the story that I will never forget. This is the scarring moment of my life that will never leave my memory. So I'm standing, once again, I'm by myself during this. I'm farting to no one. This is all by myself. I take a deep breath, I inhale, and I let one go. But this time it felt weird. So I looked down, and I noticed that my white sneakers are no longer white. They are now a nice tone of brown. I'm standing in a puddle of shit, and my legs look like I dipped them in a porta-john. Thankfully enough, people were waiting by the door to leave the classroom. So no one was in the kitchen when they saw my pile of shit. No one. No one saw this other than my teacher. So I look up and I call my teacher over. It was a very panic mode. She comes over, she says, "What did you do?" And I just started to cry. And I run down this long hallway, the longest hallway ever to a bathroom, and I remember I'm dripping all the way down the hallway, but who cares? People will just step on it and it will get stuck on their shoes and no one will ever see the evidence, nor will they know where it came from. I gave myself a bath using toilet paper and pink middle school hand soap for an hour. It sucked. Now, when I left that bathroom, I was well aware that I still smelled like shit. I knew it. My shoes smelled like shit. I threw away my underwear, so I was just wearing shorts. And I know my shorts, they were smelling like shit. I felt like Pigpen from Peanuts. I just felt like everyone around me knew I smelled like shit. But I just played it cool. I acted like, that's not me. Oh, God, who was that? Oh my, someone farting? Who is that? Who's that? Who's farting? Oh, my God, stop, guys. The whole room smells like shit. That was the absolute worst day of my life. But today I was wondering, does the teacher that I had in class, does she remember this awful day? So I messaged her. So luckily enough, we're Facebook friends, and I said to her, "Hey, I have a totally random question in regards to my 6th grade experience. LOL. She said, LOL. Okay. I said, okay. So I'm making a video on one of my worst life experiences, and one of the worst actually took place in your class. Haha. She said, oh God. I said, it's a story I tell people to this very day. She said, couldn't have been the best, LOL. Just my luck. Do you remember the time I shit my pants in the kitchen? Because that did happen. And it was one of the worst days of my life. Haha. She said, what? LMAO. I said, okay. Well, I guess you forgot. Cool. And she said, wait. I didn't say I forgot. I just have to think back, LOL. Who was in your kitchen with you? Do you remember? When she asked me this question, I lost it for a second because I'm like, how the hell would I remember who was in my group in 6th grade one week? I have no clue. So I gave her a quick recap. We were making marshmallow surprises. I was grossing people out by farting in the kitchen because I thought that was a good way to make friends. Then the bell rang and I let one out, which resulted in the worst shart of my life. Then I was like, Miss Massa, come over here. You were like, oh my God, what happened? Then I ran down the long hall to the bathroom, dripping all the way. I said, worst memory of my life. No one was aware that it happened because they all left the class. And I was standing in a puddle of poo. I tell that story at least once a month, haha. Maybe that rings a bell. She said, oh my God, that is hysterical. I mean, oh, I'm so sorry. And then I said, it's probably one of my best stories, with a little cool face. And she said, well, you and Al Roker have something in common. And I said, oh wow, I never thought of that. And she said, well, at least you remembered something about my class, LMAO. And I said, very true, with a little poop emoji. Well, that's the story of the time I shit my pants in middle school, and I just had to remind my teacher about it. I thought she remembered after all this time. The fact that I brought it up to her randomly out of the blue, it's like, hey, how are you? You remember the time I shit my pants in your class? Oh, you don't? Well, I did. So yeah, it's like the whole thing just happened over again and the teacher's just finding out. Now, when I wrap this up, I always conclude it with the same exact quote. Shit happens.